Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks! Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast that's the same, but worse. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always is Anna Otto. Anna, how are you?
Dan, I'm glad you have the correct opinion going into... Wait! Did you think Starcrawler's cover? What'd you think?
I thought it was good. I thought it was no better or worse than the Ramones version.
Wrong.
Okay.
Wrong. It's better. I was in the shower last night.
You're singing the same song! You're singing the same song, no matter what you're singing in the shower.
I was trying to arrange a choral version.
You were harmonizing with yourself?
I was literally like, okay, if I was a high school choir teacher and I wanted to subject children to art, how would I arrange this song?
I don't want to be, I don't want to be, I don't want to be.
Oh my god, I'm tearing up. I literally pictured children going, do 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 do. That's the drums.
Oh Lord.
They're an a cappella group.
Oh, I've gathered as much. I figured. If there's one child going, do, 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 I assume there's no drum kit behind him.
I'm so glad I didn't become a choir teacher. It would have been all Glee covers and Pet Sematary.
Do you want to know who else is so glad that you didn't become a choir teacher?
Who, children?
All of your prospective students.
They can all, wherever they are, they can all sleep soundly knowing that they don't have to sing Teenage Dream, but only the Darren Criss version.
Until you go through a professional crisis in the next 5 years.
No, I think I already had one of those.
Oh, that doesn't... You think you're done at one?
No, God, please. I can't afford another one. Oh, they're going to have to send me to the Grippy Sock Sanatorium. You know what I'm saying?
The Grippy Sock Sanatorium sounds like a euphemism.
For, mental hospital it is.
No, for a sex thing. I don't know what it is.
What am I gripping onto?
Well, it's a sock.
Only time will tell. Anyway. Hi, everyone.
Welcome to In Conclusion. We're a movie podcast. We talk about movies.
Heck yeah.
So last week we talked about the 1989 Pet Sematary, and seeing as it has a sequel, it's only logical to talk about the 2019 Pet Sematary instead, and just totally skip the sequel.
I never seen the sequel, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I had only ever heard of the sequel before I watched these movies. I knew it existed because Edward Furlong was in it, and I like Terminator 2.
But if there's a Pet Sematary 2, of course there's an original, except for Troll 2. That is a special case.
Yeah, yes. Logically, that makes sense.
Okay.
But I don't care.
Okay, well, you're goofy, but okay.
Yes. Thank you. My pronouns are goof-fee.
My pronouns are she, because I could never be her. Anyway.
I have found that calling somebody goofy in a negative sense is one of the most brutal insults that you could give somebody.
Wow. That's definitely filed under the words that I use at work that I would never use at home, but I'm using at work because I can't say what I really want to say.
Like, wow, that is it. Wow, your idea is goofy. Eric.
That was one of the goofiest things you could have ever said to me.
You know,
fool.
Sharon, you're being a little wacky right now. Okay.
Oh, not wacky.
You're acting up.
Foolish is another good one.
Enough of this tomfoolery.
I do say silly a lot. I'll be like, what I usually say is when people get too vocal about social media and vocal about politics on pages connected to their workplace, I think that's rather silly of them.
That's true.
It's silly.
My big comeback whenever somebody is being really passionate about something so minute or stupid, or their opinion is really dumb, but they're so vociferous about it. I'm just like, pause, let the silence hang, kind of under my breath so they can only half hear it. Weird hill to die on.
I would cry myself to sleep.
Right? Especially if they have to ask. Like,
Yeah, what did you say?
What'd you say? Oh, nothing.
I would immediately just leave and go never to be heard from again.
Yeah, I'm evil.
It's okay.
Anyway, speaking of evil,
Aha!
that's kind of a fitting one this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pauses make it good.
No, I was thinking about Zelda. Don't mind me. I'm just thinking about Zelda.
I forget that her name is Zelda, so I keep thinking like Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't come out for like 2 years. Why are you thinking about Zelda?
Not that Zelda.
Yeah,
Not this
gathered.
time.
And then I'm like, F. Scott Fitzgerald and his wife have been dead for years. Why are you thinking about Zelda?
I'm pretty sure that Robin Williams has a daughter named Zelda.
That
too.
was going to be my third point.
Oh, sorry.
Parallel thinking. What?
I
Was
did that at work
mouth
today.
banjo?
Yeah, at work today I was laughing so hard about something stupid and then I went and I don't think everybody's ever going to talk to me again.
I made myself cry from laughing this weekend.
Oh my god, same.
It was so dumb though. Do you want to know? Nobody else was
Tell
laughing
me
either.
because this is similar to what mine is, so I'm scared.
My whole immediate family was together. So my parents, my brothers, their wives, the boy in the basement, and we were
classic.
Yeah, we were having dinner, and my brother's wife, commonly known as my sister-in-law, was
My brother's wife sounds almost derogatory.
I know, right? The woman who married my brother.
Derogatory in parentheses.
Actually, I think that gives her too much power. The right wording should be the woman my brother is married to.
Yeah, that's a slur for sure.
Passive voice. She was telling a story about how one of her cousins got a lot of concussions as a kid.
Oh
and
no.
There was a McDonald's play place in our hometown that for some reason the wall, like it had like a little brick wall at the bottom underneath the window so kids could trip and just slam their heads into it.
Oh my god.
And she was trying to describe exactly where the McDonald's was and she kept getting the cross streets wrong. And as she was getting the cross streets wrong, I was like, this is important to get it right.
would have.
That's not what set me off though. She continued telling the story, and then she was saying something about how he was riding his bike one day and he either like rode into a parked car or like hit a tree or like rode into somebody else riding their bicycle. And she was like, it was at this intersection, and I was like, what are the cross streets?
And that made you laugh?
It made me laugh so hard I was crying. It's so dumb.
If it makes you feel better, mine was a fart joke, so it could be so much worse.
Mine was slightly clever.
Yeah, this was. I'll send you the TikTok that sent me laughing so hard I started sobbing. It was so embarrassing, but thankfully it was just me and Gage here. Nobody else knew of my my immaturity.
You're tooting, weeping, crying, laughing.
Just thinking about it again is giving me the giggles.
Oh my lord! We should probably.
Funny.
Let's the movie. It's Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
Directed by Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmeyer, two people who do not have Wikipedia pages.
Never heard of her, either one of them.
Screenplay by Jeff Bueller, who does not have a Wikipedia page.
They really pulled people out of the cracks for this one.
Right? Story by Matt Greenberg, who is best known for his work on Halloween H2O.
Please, I am so weary.
And the 2014 films Mercy, which is a horror movie that I've never heard of.
That sounds vaguely familiar. Vague.
And Seventh Son, starring Kit Harington and Alicia Vikander.
Was that before Kit Harington was really popular?
He was already in Game of Thrones, but I guess it was early into his tenure there. It has 12% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Interesting.
Produced by, I don't need to say the name of the producer, but I do because it's so fun to pronounce.
Okay, I'm ready.
Lorenzo di Bonaventura.
Oh! Ooh!
Lorenzo
I had some mozzarella right now.
di Bonaventura. He is
Grazie.
American.
Oh, boo.
Right. Starring Jason Clarke, Amy Seimetz, and John Lithgow, and children.
Yeah, the girl looks familiar, though.
She looks like the daughter, Kiernan Shipka, who is the daughter from
Yo!
Mad Men, and then also Sabrina.
She does look like Kiernan
But
Shipka.
they are not the same person.
Wow.
You're
right.
Her name is Jete.
Ooh.
Jete
Bonsoir.
Lawrence.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely was pronouncing that jetty when it popped up on the sheet on the screen last night.
Wow, are we in a boat? Because she looks like a jetty.
Mm-hmm.
Cinematography by Laurie Rose. Good for her. I'm just in general being a top line cinematographer as a woman. Mm-hmm. That is rare. Music by Christopher Young, who also did some music for Spider-Man 3.
Oh, okay.
And that's all that I care about. Released on April 5th, 2019, with a budget of $21 million. It made $113.1 million at the box office.
Yup, and 14 of those were mine.
Mm-hmm.
And another 14 for Gage.
Wait, so you didn't see it on a Tuesday?
No.
You paid opening weekend money for this?
Yes.
Yikes.
I know. I was excited, Dan. Just have my hopes dashed, okay?
Rotten Tomatoes, 57% approval rating.
Boo, it should be
Pet
lower.
Sematary takes its source material in a few different directions, but this remake feels like an exhuming almost as often as it does a revival. CinemaScore audiences gave it a C+, which is incredibly low for CinemaScore.
That is low, but honestly, if half the people who gave it a score were mad about the change in the plot like I was, I would have given it a fat F.
A fat F? Okay.
Yeah. That's worse than a regular F.
I know, it's
F
bold.
for farts.
For reference, some movies that got an A+ CinemaScore, Sing 2,
Absolutely. 100%. Yes.
Ford v Ferrari, the dad
No.
movie.
Was it you? Did you give it that score?
I'd give it an A+. Green Book,
Don't know her.
Wonder. The movie
Oh,
with the
that's
kid
that
with the
one
weird
with
head.
Owen. Yeah, and Owen Wilson and I think Jennifer Garner? Question mark.
And Love, Simon. A+.
Is it
A+.
pandering? Were they pandering to the gays when they gave it an A?
Well, it's audiences. It's not the companies.
Oh,
The people
I
who
never saw
see
it. I'm
opening
just-
weekend. I've filled out one or two of those forms before. They were outside a theater at Mayfair when I saw
What?
Sonic 2, I think, or not
Oh
Sonic 2,
my
the first
God.
Sonic the Hedgehog, and I was like, that's fine, maybe like a B+.
Wow. I didn't know that those. I've never seen those forms before.
Yeah, it's either that or they're Mormons standing outside the movie theater. Those are the only
What
options.
at Mayfair? Okay, I have gone to the Mayfair movie theater many times, and there have never been CinemaScope people.
CinemaScore.
No, I know I was being
CinemaScope is
sassy.
the screen.
Or I've never seen the Mormons there. At least not to not see a movie.
The Mormon thing was a joke.
Oh, well, I believed you.
Obviously, it landed. For those of you listening who aren't aware of the movie theaters in the Milwaukee area, the Mayfair AMC is the closest movie theater to, closest full multiplex to the whole city of Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. It is, so there are 3 indie movie theaters in the city itself. Mm-hmm. You have the AMC, which is on the west outskirts of the city, and then you have Marcus Theaters north and south.
Yes.
Absurd, bizarre. One of my rules for when I was picking a school to go to college was I wanted to be within like close distance of a movie theater. And I just ignored that apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Gage and I like to go to the Bistroplex because we think we're rich.
Yeah, you do.
No, it's not like we go that often.
Obviously.
But, like, you know, we get a nice little dinner. And for a while, they used to give out, like, free burger coupons all the time. So one of us would get to eat for free.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I mean, you could eat for free every time.
I'm not sneaking an Arby's sandwich in. I've done it before. I can't do it in the summer. It has to be winter.
What? It's not going to melt in your bag or stank
I don't
up
have
your bag
big...
that
No,
much.
I don't... Well, I don't have a big enough purse, and also I don't get the roast beef. I get the sandwich, which has onions on it, so it is going to stink.
These are important things to know.
Yeah.
Especially for the audience to know.
Mm-hmm. When I saw Pet Sematary, I only had popcorn, for the record.
Wow. When I saw Pet Sematary, I only had ire in my heart.
Let's talk about the movie, Dan, shall we?
Let's. Tell me your experience. I want to know your visceral rage when you first saw it.
So, I was so excited for this movie to come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget this fucking day. I'll never forget this fucking day.
Okay.
I was texting my friend Jordan. I was like, Jordan, I cannot wait. So excited. And she's like, oh, I don't really know much about that movie. I was like, oh, well, what do you know? And she goes, well, you know, I know that it's about this family and they move to Maine and like one of their kids dies and they bury the daughter. And I said, stop, skirt. What? They what? And she said, you know, the daughter dies and they bury her. And I said, they do not. That is not correct.
That is not correct.
And from that moment forward, I was filled with rage. You know that clip on TikTok where it's the Taylor Swift song and they go, screaming, crying?
Perfect Storm, I do.
No Perfect Storm. Just screaming,
crying. Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. Until the day the movie came. The most fun was that I was there while somebody who was a very vocal scary movie watcher was there. That was really fun.
And so they were like, ah!
Yeah, they were like, oh my God, the wife! Like, I was cracking up. That shit had me rolling. But did I have a grimace on my face? I did.
I did not see this in theaters. I did not know this existed. Mm-hmm. I don't remember ever seeing an ad for this.
There weren't any.
This came out the same weekend as Shazam! So that kind of overshadowed it.
Oh, shit. Really?
It did.
That feels like it was before I ever met Gage.
No, April 5th, same day. Shazam! Pet Sematary, and other movies that...
Whoa.
Don't matter. The Hilary Duff, Sharon Tate movie.
The what?
Hilary Duff plays Sharon Tate.
I'm going to be looking into that. Anyway.
So, my first time watching it was today, 3 hours ago.
Were you scared?
No.
Okay, good.
Never. Not once.
And not even of Zelda?
No. Honestly,
Okay.
less scary. Because the thing that the first movie... There was this, like, uncanny valley effect that they had with Zelda. Because it was a dude in, like, really heavy prosthetics playing Zelda.
She looked unsettling.
Yes. In this one, she looked like she just had a bad flu.
You want to know...
in her neck.
Mood. Do you want to know what disease she actually supposed to have?
Oh, it's like a... something you get a spinal tap for? I don't remember what the name is.
Yeah, spinal meningitis.
Yeah. That's not what you're like when you have spinal meningitis.
No. They really... I mean, I think they're trying to put it through the eyes of a child.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that. I actually stumbled upon it. I don't remember what I was doing. But I ended up Googling it. And I remember. I was prepping for this podcast by listening to a different podcast where they were talking about Pet Sematary. Because I was so excited, I just could not contain myself. So I was looking up Pet Sematary stuff.
Yeah.
Because I have no chill. And
I've gathered.
I love Pet Sematary. And That's what I saw. They were like, she has spinal meningitis. And I was like, I got the vaccine for that in 8th grade.
Yeah, I think most do.
Yeah, so that's what I thought to myself. And
So-
I told Gage, and he was like, whoa!
Are you upset that you can never be Zelda? Because you were vaccinated?
My
You let
pronouns
them
are
put the
she,
chemicals
because I could
into
never
your
be
body?
her. No, I gotta get my
Sheep?
feet shut.
You
Yeah,
sheep?
bye, bitch, bye. Like, damn.
Yeah, it was so boring. And not...
Well,
They-
I would
they
not go
tried
that
to-
far.
I would.
Okay.
I don't think that Jason Clarke was good. I also...
Does he
Yeah.
look like Matthew Perry to you?
A little bit.
Okay, thank you.
In every single performance of his that I've ever seen, I wish that he was replaced with Matthew Rhys, the guy
don't
from
know
The
who that is.
Americans and the new Perry Mason on HBO, who is a better actor than him in every sense of the way, but they kind of look similar.
I mean, any white man could have done the job. You know what I'm saying?
That's really he didn't have to do much.
Any man could have done the job, and that's saying a lot for men.
Hey, I would have taken the money. Are you kidding
I
me?
would love to see you in that role, Dan. Dan O'Keefe as Lewis Creed. Wow.
In Pet Sematary, coming to your local community theater.
Oh my God, I'd be front row, sobbing.
Start writing the Pet Sematary musical. I'll be the star.
No, you know about the Carrie musical, right?
I would like to be buried in a pet cemetery.
I'm dead serious. After this podcast, go listen to the Carrie musical, and you'll know why that abomination should never happen.
I don't like the creative twists that they took with it.
Thank you.
I don't think it worked. It could have worked, but it didn't. They didn't give the daughter any more development to explain why she became homicidal after she came back.
The only difference is she can talk.
Yeah. Cool. John Lithgow was fine.
You better fucking watch yourself. This is a pro John
It was
Lithgow
poorly
house.
written. He was fine for what he was given, but his character
Yeah.
was written so just like they took out any of the character about him. He was just the neighbor who knew things instead of having really some connection to it.
You know what's really hard?
What?
Movies
Lithgow?
based on books.
This doesn't even
Hot
feel like
take.
it's based on a book. This feels like it's based on the previous movie, which was
But
based
here-
on a book.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is it's just like any other movie based on a book. You can't keep every single detail in. So the things in the book about John Lithgow's character that made him in the book, his wife is alive for most of it, and the parts about why they had the pet cemetery, how they discovered it, what it meant to the kids and the families in the area, those things are just missed, and you can't go into as deep of detail without the movie being 6 hours long.
Yeah.
And it's just so hard, and I feel like I have to grant that grace to every single movie that we watch here that's based on a book.
You don't.
Okay. I was trying to be
Because-
nice.
Yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you have such a big heart.
I'm about
But-
to rip this movie to fucking shreds, so I had to say one nice
Good.
thing.
Like I said in the last episode, functionally the book doesn't exist to me because I've never read it. I don't care what is in the book.
Okay,
I
well,
don't
I'm
care-
allergic to your response, but okay.
It doesn't. All I have to go off on is what I see on screen, and what I see on screen is boring and not scary, and also not interesting, and it felt like it was 7 hours long.
Yeah, I think if they had kept in some of the bits about the kids whose dog and came back to life, and then people they kept in some of it, but the story. I know you said not to talk about the book. I'm sorry to everyone who's sick of me saying, well, in the book, actually.
Actually, in the book, there are words on a page.
Yeah.
Continue.
I know everybody gets sick of that, and I'm sorry. I'm trying to not be that person. But they go into so much detail about the story of why you shouldn't bury people in there.
Mhm.
And it's just... And the trek to get to the spot is so much more... it's just... I don't know. I didn't even think that the trek to the Pet Cemetery felt near as treacherous this time.
It didn't feel treacherous at all.
I know, and it's supposed to be like, because the land, like the spirits don't want you to go there, so you're supposed to face challenges that'll stop you, and he doesn't.
No, they just kind of saunter their way in there.
They're like, maybe I do want to be buried in Pet Cemetery. Let's go, kids.
Hey, kids.
Yeah.
Wanna die?
Literally, me at Halloween.
And I think my biggest... To compare this to the first movie, which I have to, because they're the same thing. What the first movie did so well was this pervasive sense of dread up until Gage was ran over by the truck. This movie doesn't have that at all. It's attempting to. There is a director and a script and a production design beating you over the head with the fact that things are wrong in this town. It's ooky spooky. Ooh, something bad's gonna happen, but what's it gonna be? But none of it feels, it all feels forced, manufactured, unreal. Like there's no sense of it.
It doesn't feel ominous.
No, it feels very menace.
Thank you, Dan.
I think that's the word. I don't know.
No, but like I just feel like I don't know. They changed so many things. Like I think there's something to be said about the fact that Victor doesn't die on Lewis's first day at work. To me, that changes. Like it's so much spookier that it's like it's your first day and you roll up and suddenly a kid dies.
Yeah.
Like that's
that's
way
what
more
happened when I
intense.
started my job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too.
my job in internal communications. I logged on for the first time and there was a corpse on my computer and I was like, okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I logged on to social media and there it was.
Yeah, it definitely does change the whole feel of the story and like his whole character development and everything.
And I feel like they cut out so much of his negative relationship with Rachel's parents.
Yeah. Where's the dad going, you killed my son?
Amen. Where's the passion?
Nothing. He's barely in the movie.
And I feel like we can joke about it, but I feel like that added something to the movie that, like, really, it seems so much more outlandish without it. Like, he's not really being
Punished by the spirits.
Yeah. Or, like, pushed to the edge.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, his kid died. And that's sad. But I feel like having somebody else saying, oh, you didn't care, you didn't do enough, would push you over to the edge.
Yes.
Yes.
One thing this movie does do better is the cat's cuter.
There are 4 cats.
I know.
One of them has since passed, but they were all rescues.
Yes. And they had to use a CGI cat for scenes where the cats had to look mean, specifically at Jason Clarke. And with most of the rest of the cast, because the cats loved them so much that they all just wanted to like cuddle up or rub up on them or something, and like he could not get it to hiss or anything like that.
I love that. I'm literally gonna cry. I think in another life, I was a humane animal trainer for like movies, and if anybody even so much as fucking thought about treating my animal poorly, it'd be hands on sight.
On site.
On site. They'd be like, "Oh, that Anna, she's mean, but her animals are well trained. Damn straight."
I don't even know what to do going through the movie because the plot, 80% of it is the same. We could talk about the differences, but it was just going to be a retread.
Why don't we just dive into the differences, like you said? I think, do you mind if I just say everything's the same until there's a birthday party?
Yes.
A big birthday party.
A big birthday party.
So,
the biggest birthday party of your life when you turn 9.
That was a big fucking year for me.
Really?
So, yeah, family moves to Maine, but instead of Chicago, they're from Boston.
This is Chicago erasure. This is Midwest erasure, and I won't
they're
stand
from
for it.
Chicago in the book. I'm just saying.
This is racism.
I
And
don't know
East
what to
Coast
say.
elitism.
Literally, they said there's no lobster in Chicago, so they suck, obviously.
I'm going to kill these people.
Ooh. Okay. I think it's stupid to make it Boston to Maine because then it's like so
not
much
the-
more alien.
It's not that much of a trek.
No, it's not as alienating.
It's New England to New England.
Yeah.
You're in the same region. That's like Chicago to Minneapolis.
Sorry, I just realized that I almost did the exact move of Chicago to Maine.
Yeah,
Except-
it would have been foreign, and you would have lived on a street where trucks go by really fast, and you're...
And Gage would have gotten hit by a car and turned into a zombie.
Perfect, exactly.
Fulfilling
and
my
you would be living your
fantasies.
dream
Oh my
you were a music teacher at a Maine high school leading Glee songs to choir students.
Oh God, I'd be kicked out. Ah, yes.
And that would kill you, and then you would be brought back in the Pet Cemetery.
I'd be a zombie teaching the class.
Yeah,
Teenage
that's your
Dream and
villain.
Pet Cemetery only. Anyway, yeah, so Ellie gets hit this time.
Yeah, Ellie gets hit, and Lewis saves Gage. Gage is running into the road chasing after Ellie, who is in the road because the cat is in the road, which the fact that they make the cat more evil versus kind of just being a nuisance, because it makes it seem like the cat lured her there to kill her.
Yeah. He walked into the street and said, "Mow, my evil plot."
Oh, the closed captioning on the movie said something like "uneasy purr," and I'm like, what does that mean?
Me if I was a caption.
What is it? Uneasy purr.
God, I love captions sometimes. Oh, that's iconic.
But Gage is running into the street. Lewis sees that and sprints after him this time, catches up to him, tackles him out of the way. The truck driver is texting.
Dummy.
Good excuse, at least.
Right to jail.
Good dramatic excuse
Oh, I thought
for
you
why
meant in
he
real
would have to
life.
swerve and not see anything.
I was like, damn, Dan, I didn't know you were a text and drive sympathizer.
Hey, sometimes you got to be real.
Dang.
When I get that notification, I got 2 minutes. I'm not pulling over.
Who are you texting?
It's Be Real, the app, the social
Oh,
media that all the
I
cool kids
forgot
are
about
on.
that. Yeah, I think Gage's cousin uses that, but I don't get it. That's not for me.
I have 14 friends, and I don't really understand it.
Oh,
But I got the notification while I was in the bathroom today, and I quickly wrapped up using the bathroom.
picture of you with a urinal in the background.
Just big thumbs up. Great day at work, guys.
Pants down. Anyway. Don't text and drive, friends.
This has been a message from In Conclusion and the Ad Council.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if anyone from the Ad Council is listening, we would love to record PSAs for money.
Absolutely.
Or not PSAs for money. We'll record threats.
Yeah. Don't
We're-
fucking text or else. How about
Yeah,
that?
we're threatening.
Yeah.
You want to kill a kid? Huh? Punk?
Mm-hmm.
You will if you text to drive.
Amen. The
mean,
whole
do-
back of your truck will fall off and it'll roll a child over.
What do you think was in the truck?
Water. Like dirty poop water
Okay.
on its way to get cleaned.
I was thinking chewed bubblegum.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah, right? That'd smash kid.
I'm surprised
is-
Ellie wasn't obliterated. Into
Ellie
a
is
million pieces.
remarkably intact for having been just smashed by a truck.
Yeah, I'm surprised her face didn't get smashed in and her
Yeah.
ribs didn't get cracked to smithereens.
Right? Why wasn't this child's death more gruesome?
Yeah, this just in.
Come on.
Why wasn't Church... Okay, I thought she had time to run away.
She did. But I think she was kind of like paralyzed by fear. I get it. I understand why she didn't run. That
I
I don't
guess.
understand. Dramatically, it makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
anyway, Ellie dies. And then
Boo.
the mom takes Gage back to Boston.
Shipping up to Boston. Oh.
Whoa!
Mm-hmm. They ship up to Boston.
Down. That's how geography
They ship
works.
down to Boston. I thought it was just like, I'm going up to Chicago. Like, not really going up anywhere.
Would you ever say I'm going up to Chicago from Milwaukee?
I don't know.
What?
Maybe.
That's not how. There is an up and a down. Oh, I'm going down to Green Bay. What?
Yeah, like going on down to Veganville, like that SNL
Is that
skit.
in Green Bay?
It might be.
That's
Just
a
kidding.
really
There's probably...
timely reference also to a 12-year-old SNL sketch.
It lives rent-free in my mind. So Ellie dies, and we have a little funeral. They
Blah,
put the
blah,
fun
blah.
in funeral.
Yeah. Rachel is having visions of Zelda, who died after falling down a dumbwaiter shaft.
That
which is
shit...
fun.
I jumped
You did?
the very first time she told the story, and Gage was like, oh yeah, don't forget, she's going to fall down the dumbwaiter, and I still jumped and screamed.
What's it called when the person serving you at a restaurant who maybe isn't the smartest, you push them to the ground, just making it an action on your account? You fall
What?
down the dumbwaiter.
Thank you, Dan.
If you like these jokes, you can listen to this podcast to hear more.
Yup. No, but so Rachel, I mean, like, they bury Ellie and they leave, and
She's
Judd
like,
and
can you come down? And he's like, why didn't he just go down in the first place? Dumbass. Judd tells Lewis, dead is better.
amen. Sometimes dead is better.
Don't resurrect Ellie. And the ghost of Victor also tells him that.
Victor, oh my God, his makeup looks way better in this one, the CGI and stuff.
It does. I'm less scared of it, though. I don't know what it is.
Fair. There was one part where blood literally squirted out of his head. I had to close my eyes for that. I said, that's disgusting.
I think movie blood doesn't really get to me because I know in real life it's probably really sweet.
That's
'Cause
true.
It's corn syrup.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm watching TV and stuff, and I like can't do it while I'm eating.
I
Like,
can't
we
watch
can't-
while eating because I respect the craft.
Oh my fucking God! I hate you.
Anyway, speaking of respecting the craft, the art of this film, Lewis, he has to drug Judd.
Yeah,
He's not a fast man. He's
all
not
the
gonna
man's
catch
doing
you.
is drugging people left and right in this movie.
Yeah, at least like, so kids have something to aspire to when they watch the movie.
Yeah,
I don't get. He doesn't need to. It's
I don't
useless.
know. It's goofy. Oh, random thing about this movie. Before Ellie dies and stuff, there's a part where they're going out for Halloween, and
Yes.
Ellie goes, "We have to go to the Pattersons," and I was like, "Gage, they're going to your house."
Yes.
Gage
Dox your
Patterson.
fiance.
I will. Everyone can know his last name.
Wow. What's his address?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's no street.
No,
No
that's
town.
it. So, nope.
So he drugs Judd and then unburies Ellie and reburies her in the pet cemetery.
Did you think that she looked too pretty to be a corpse that had
Yeah.
been smashed by a truck?
She looked too pretty to be a corpse, and then later the zombie versions of everybody didn't look like zombies. They looked like they had
I
just
know.
been roughed up a little bit.
No, I was looking at her and I was like, "You're so pretty for a zombie."
No, you're too pretty to die.
Ew. Oh, God. Don't turn 26. You're too pretty.
Okay, Leo. So Victor warns him the Wendigo watches.
Classic.
As he
The
buries.
Wendigo,
The Wendigo what?
it's so, like, sometimes I wonder if Stephen King knew what the Wendigo was when he wrote this book, because the Wendigo is a lot more gruesome. Maybe it's a different version of the Wendigo.
Uh-huh.
Because I was thinking about it, because Gage and I watched this movie called Antlers,
Okay.
produced by Guillermo del Toro, and I read a book about the Wendigo this year, The
Written
Only
by
Good
Guillermo del
Indians.
Toro?
No, it was written by a gentleman whose name I can't remember, but it's called The Only Good Indians.
Okay.
And in both of those books, the Wendigo like took over people's bodies or like morphed into human shapes and like ate people
Mm-hmm.
and killed people.
Hot.
I don't think the Wendigo was doing that in this, and I'm like, maybe in Maine their Wendigo's different.
It's different up here.
Literally,
The Wendigo's different up here.
we're not like other Wendigos. You know what I mean?
All Wendigos have taste. All Wendigos have character.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's a pretty good Judd from the first movie.
It was a pretty good Judd. I applaud you,
Thank you.
Judson.
Anna heard that and she was like, Judson. And I was like, yeah, that's a real name. What?
No, it's not. It should
It
not
is.
be. Is it really Judson?
Judson. Do you want to know why I know it's a real name?
Why do you have?
Do you
somebody...
remember? No, I don't have someone in my family named Judson. We have taste. Do you remember the YouTube video from all those years ago, The Evolution of Dance?
Yeah.
That was posted by Judson Lapely.
I'm sorry.
And that's why I know the name.
Okay, well, anyway, interesting.
So reburies Ellie, all fine and dandy, goes on home. Next day, guess who's back? Back again. Ellie's back. Tell a friend.
When her head is stapled and Lewis is
As
like
he's
giving her a
bathing
bath.
her.
Yeah. It's not the bathing her, like that's her dad, who gives a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's the part where he's like brushing her hair and it keeps getting stuck on the staples. Now maybe this is a girl thing, but I could like feel that sensation of it pulling and getting caught.
Uh-huh.
And then seeing that it's stapled. Oh, it gave me the ick.
I pulled a massive clog of hair out of my shower drain today, so I could feel the same.
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand what you're saying. We have the same experience.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No, I think it's because when I was little, my grandma, may she rest in peace, she used to brush my hair with like a boar bristle or whatever that's called. And it made that sound, that and it freaking hurt, man.
Oh, I'm sure.
That hurt.
I do like in this how there is some more development of Lewis with Ellie after she comes back from the dead and before she starts becoming a homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
I think that is a good change.
It's interesting because they show her like dancing and doing the things Ellie liked to do, and then all of a sudden she just starts destroying the joint.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, kind of wild. It reminded me of like when Jester's crying and Gage is like, be quiet, go to sleep, because it's like the middle of the night. And then she cries one time and he's like, God damn it, go to sleep. That's the same energy, actually.
Yeah, so Ellie is dancing in the living room, the same dance that she had done before. It's all fine and dandy. And then she just starts fucking smashing things. Oopie boopie.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Sometimes dead is better.
Amen. I would dare to say dead is always better.
Yeah, if you ever are in the position to bring someone back from the dead,
maybe don't.
Maybe don't.
Mm-hmm.
Judson sees Ellie in the house, and when he does, he goes home to get his gun.
Iconic.
But guess who's at his house? It's Church.
Church haunting the place with his smelliness.
It would be really funny if Church was on the stairwell holding the gun, pointing it at him.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
Side note, I have to send you the picture of the Church cats wearing their bow ties on the red carpet for the
You need to
opening.
post it on the Instagram.
It's so cute. It is so cute.
You bought a guard dog? That's funny. I bought a cat with a gun.
Literally.
We're not the same.
We're built different.
Also, in Boston, Victor is talking to Gage, and it tells him to go home.
Yeah, and Gage and my Gage, we're talking, and he says word on the street is that there might be some movie or TV show or something that connects this Gage to The Shining with
Like the Doctor Sleep?
yeah, because he can talk to ghosts and stuff. They think it's like The Shining.
Okay. I mean, there's supposed to be a prequel series on Paramount Plus in the future.
Are you talking about Castle Rock? Oh, never mind.
No, of Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
Has not started production yet or anything.
I don't know. I really cherish the show because it's got Gage in it. Don't tell Gage. Nobody tell him. I'm being sappy on Maine. Anyway, I fucking hate him. Anyway, bye. Ugh.
I hate my fiance. I
He's
don't
literally
like
so
him.
gross.
So Ellie's at home. She's not hiding under the bed. Home being Judd's house.
What an allusion to the first production of this movie.
Right? What a callback. What a reference. I saw that and I was like, aha! I understand. Which means I should like this movie. Marvel fans.
Yikes.
At Marvel.
Oh, so now you're gonna hate on Gage. I get it.
Yes.
I
have to even us out.
Did you think that the ankle that they used for the slicing looked supremely fake? Was
Absolutely.
that just me?
It
I was
looked like a Party City prop.
literally. Gage was like, Anna, they can't slice his actual ankle, and I was like, why not?
Oh, is he not method?
If you're such a good actor, John Lithgow, why did you let them slice your real Achilles tendon? Riddle
You
me
went to
that.
Harvard, John. I thought you were devoted to your craft.
You're a trained Shakespearean actor. You should know that you have to leave it all on the stage.
Are you telling me you got those 4 consecutive Emmys with 2 working Achilles tendons?
Embarrassing.
What the? You weren't an alien that entire time? What the fuck?
I love that show.
Me too. It's on Sunday mornings, and it's just a nice watch.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, so she taunts Judd with the voice of his dead wife, and then stabs him to death. Viciously.
Kind of a mood, though.
Yeah. But then Rachel and Gage get home, and they see Ellie. Rachel's horrified and takes Gage upstairs. And then Ellie's upset at being rejected by her mom.
I mean, how sad.
Right?
But also stop killing people, maybe.
Maybe that would help.
Maybe.
A touch, a tad. Maybe you'd be rejected less.
Like
She's
a
listening.
touch, yeah.
Yeah. And she attacks Rachel, and Lewis finds Judd's body. And he saves Gage, but Ellie stabs Rachel fatally.
I mean,
Despite it wasn't gruesome enough. I'm gonna be completely honest. Her death was not her incredibly violent death was not violent or gruesome enough.
fair. Nobody's eyes were poked out.
Anna is currently showing me the picture of one of the cats in a bow tie on the red carpet, and it is delightful.
There's one other one. So that was Leo. This one, I don't see his name. Here's a picture of him posing with the book. That's
So
iconic.
Leo only hangs out with like 1.5-year-old cats and younger.
I hate you.
And that cat is also beautiful, and I love this.
Yeah,
We
this
need
one
to
doesn't
keep
have
going,
one.
though.
Sorry, I'm
Stay on
sorry.
topic.
They're
on
so
topic.
cute. Okay, continue.
Um,
Oh, Leo's the one who died. Ugh, I fucking hate my life. Okay.
what a mood whiplash. Where do you think they buried him?
Pet Cemetery, I hope.
Oh, so
With a
he's
copy
back.
of the book. Oh my god, I hope he got so many kisses. He was a
He's
shelter
back, and
boy.
he's a bitch.
Mood.
So as she dies, Rachel begs Lewis not to bury her in the pet cemetery.
And yet.
Um,
Well, it's actually not him who does
It's not
it. So.
him.
No.
which I don't like. I don't like that change. Ellie
Yeah.
instead knocks Lewis unconscious and buries the mom in the burial ground.
I don't get it because Ellie's literally like,
I hate
Dad,
this.
why did you bury me? I hate being. Maybe she wanted her mom to appreciate her and love her again, and she thought that's how it would work. But also, she talks about having been in hell, so I don't know.
So at the pet cemetery, she tries to kill Lewis, but then Lewis tries to decapitate his daughter.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but she briefly resorts to going back from being her, like, you stupid bitch voice to, we can be together. And then he gets stabbed in the chest by
Classic.
Rachel, who's reanimated.
Iconic.
Yeah, and then he gets buried, gets resurrected, and then later, the whole gang, after burning Judd's house to the ground, start approaching the car where Gage is there, and then we hear the silly sound of a car beeping. And then Pet Sematary. Roll credits.
Love
song.
it. The end. The song, the best part of the movie.
The zombified versions of the three, as they're walking towards the car at the end,
They look the same.
They look like they have had a rough night. They don't look like they're zombies. It works so much better when the mom is in like a gown and it's disheveled and like half of her body is falling apart. Her in a sweatshirt just looks like she like spilled pasta sauce.
Yeah, she looks like me after I wake up from taking like a post-Thanksgiving nap.
Yeah. Or the meme, not meme, but like picture of Scarlet Witch or Wanda just as like the tired mom from WandaVision. It's the exact same look.
Yep, same energy.
Same energy. Bad. Marvel. That's Pet Sematary, the remake. And then the credits roll and the Pet Sematary song plays, and it's good. I'm not saying that the song isn't good. It is.
Thank you, Dan.
I don't think it's better or worse than the original version, but the original version is also a good song.
It hits. I mean, maybe
It
it's just
does.
because I love a good like all lady band.
Oh, so do I, ma'am.
Well,
Don't
reevaluate
come
because
for me.
Starcrawler is an all lady band.
I keep thinking their name is Starfucker, because that's the name of a different band.
No, there's Starcrawler.
That's better. That's more radio friendly.
Yeah. Nope. Yep.
Yeah, that's the remake.
We did it, Dan. We covered one of my favorite movies. Once again, don't tell Gage. I loved it before I met him, but it holds a special place now because of
It's
my
like-
Gage.
I know you're talking about that's very sweet.
Thanks.
To,
don't
to
ever tell
totally
him.
brush past that point.
No, brush past it. I don't want to even talk about the fact that it's in the air.
The remake is like they took the original movie and buried it in a Pet Sematary, and then it came back like this.
I mean, I was really excited when the remake came out, but did I think a remake was necessary? No. The first movie's camp and it's fun, and that's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be anything more or less. You know
No.
what I mean?
That's it. That's all we need,
I just want to have a good campy Halloween. Okay, that's it.
but we can't.
We can have nice things.
Would this movie be better or worse than the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Victor? I don't know.
It couldn't be any worse. So
Yeah.
I'd say better.
Jimmy Stewart as Judd as a reanimated corpse. I would like that. The actual
that's-
reanimated bones of Jimmy Stewart.
Very on brand.
What do you give it on a scale of 1 to 5 child deaths?
2.
Yeah.
Like, it's not objectively a bad movie, but it's not
It is
like
competently made
I'm having
in
like yeah.
it is it's competently made in all technical aspects. I don't think it's written well, nor do I think it's directed very well.
It's just kind of there. Like,
It's
if I
there.
didn't know better, and maybe it is, I would think it was the person's first time directing officially. You know what I mean?
I think it was
Exactly.
the two
and,
of them.
And I'm not saying that's bad. Like, I don't think a first time ever director necessarily means it's bad. I just think it means there's room for improvement.
It was their first major film. They had made like indie movies before, but
Exactly, yeah. It gave indie movie vibes for
Yeah.
sure.
So that is it for our Pet Sematary series. We're not talking about Pet Sematary 2, no matter how much I beg and
No.
plead.
I won't allow it.
I haven't cleared this with Anna, but because there are 2 weeks left in October, which means that there is room for 2 movies, maybe a 2-movie series, and to hop on what's currently popular, having been released maybe last weekend or 2 weekends ago, we're going to do Hocus Pocus.
Ooh, I watched the new one. It was cute.
Ooh, I haven't seen either of them, so it's gonna be a fun experience.
What?
Again, why is this
Basics
surprising?
everywhere are quaking.
Yeah. Oh, I gathered as much.
God.
So, yeah, Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2.
Fun.
That's next.
Can't wait.
If you want to support In Conclusion, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter at and In Conclusion, on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast, on Patreon at patreon.com/InConclusion. If you want to find me, I'm on Twitter at DanO'Keefe86 and on TikTok at Not Dan O'Keefe. I'm also on Be Real, and I don't know how to find anybody on there. If you can find me, add me. I don't know.
I just picture you stumbling around doing your best.
I'm on the app and actually tripping. Whenever
Dan's
I
on
have
the
it, I'm
app,
very
pants
confused.
down, in the bathroom.
Trying to figure out how to take a picture.
No nudes, Dan.
Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at OptimusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter at OutobotsRoll out, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll and the O in Out are zeros. I'd also like to take a second to plug my dog's Instagram. I'm trying to make her famous, and she actually has a public account. It's at Jester the Pup 1017. Jester, like a court jester. She's an Australian Shepherd mix, and she's kind of stupid. And I love her.
Go follow her. Anna, have you been promoting your private Instagram account for 120 episodes?
Yeah, if somebody wants to request, I usually accept it.
I thought this was public the whole time. I had no idea.
No, Dan, I've got secrets to keep, okay?
Oh,
One of my coworkers.
Lord.
So, as we know, I do social media. One of the people I was helping told me that she tried to look me up on Instagram and couldn't find me. And I told my mom, and I was like, "That's for the best, girl. Like, not that I'm posting anything weird, but I don't know that I want everybody on my Instagram. I'm gonna keep it a little private. But you guys can follow me, listeners.
Dearest fans, the in community.
Yes, I posted some cookies there the other day. It's kind of cool.
And if you go on my Instagram, I posted some biscuits. That's what I call my butt.
I was gonna say, was it your butt cheeks?
Anyway, we'll be back next week with Hocus Pocus. In the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, and get vaccinated. Bye-bye!
Bye! Imagine giving birth to all of George Foreman's children only to have them be named George Foreman.
A Creative Land podcast.